On the serene morning of September 11, 2001, the world witnessed a series of events that would alter the course of history. 4 U.S. commercial airplanes were hijacked by members of the terrorist group Al-Qaeda. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City, marking the beginning of a coordinated assault. Subsequently, at 9:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175 struck the South Tower, cementing the horrific reality that the United States was under attack. The terrorists' malevolent plan continued with American Airlines Flight 77, which crashed into the Pentagon at 9:37 a.m., causing significant damage to the military stronghold. Meanwhile, United Airlines Flight 93, intended for another high-profile target, likely the Capitol or the White House, was thwarted by the brave passengers who attempted to regain control. It tragically crashed into a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania at 10:03 a.m., preventing further devastation. The chaos in New York reached its peak when the South Tower collapsed at 9:59 a.m. after burning for 56 minutes. This was followed by the North Tower's collapse at 10:28 a.m. after withstanding the inferno for 102 minutes. The skyline of Manhattan was forever altered, with smoke and ash billowing into the air, a visual testament to the unprecedented attack. Amidst the devastation, first responders and civilians alike exhibited unparalleled bravery, rushing to aid those trapped in the wreckage. The coordinated hijacking and subsequent destruction of these iconic symbols of economic and military power marked a pivotal moment, not just for the United States, but for the entire world. The human cost of the 9/11 attacks was staggering, with 2,977 innocent lives lost in a single morning. Among the casualties were 246 people on the 4 planes, 2,606 individuals in the World Trade Center and surrounding area, and 125 military and civilian personnel at the Pentagon. These numbers do not include the 19 hijackers, who executed this plot with chilling precision and determination. The attacks were orchestrated by Al-Qaeda, a terrorist organization led by Osama bin Laden. Among the 19 hijackers were 15 Saudi nationals, who had infiltrated the United States months prior, blending into society as they meticulously prepared for their deadly mission. Their actions were driven by a distorted ideology that sought to challenge the geopolitical influence of the United States in the Middle East and beyond. The impact of these attacks was felt not only by the families of those who perished, but also by survivors who witnessed the horrors unfold. Emergency workers, including firefighters, police officers, and paramedics, faced unimaginable scenes as they worked tirelessly in the aftermath, many sacrificing their own lives in the process. The psychological scars left by these events continue to affect thousands, manifesting in long-term health issues and trauma. In the face of such profound loss, communities banded together, offering support and solidarity to those affected. The events of 9/11 shattered the illusion of invulnerability and reminded the world of the fragility of peace and security. In the wake of the 9/11 attacks, the United States government swiftly moved to address the immediate threat posed by terrorism. President George W. Bush addressed the nation, vowing to bring the perpetrators to justice and declaring a war on terror. This declaration marked the beginning of a new era in U.S. foreign policy, characterized by aggressive measures to dismantle terrorist networks. Within days of the attacks, investigations revealed the involvement of Al-Qaeda, prompting the U.S. to demand the Taliban government of Afghanistan hand over Osama bin Laden and cease all support for terrorist activities. When these demands were not met, the U.S., with the support of international allies, launched Operation Enduring Freedom on October 7, 2001. This military campaign aimed to overthrow the Taliban regime and eliminate Al-Qaeda's presence in Afghanistan. Domestically, the U.S. government implemented heightened security measures, including increased surveillance and intelligence-gathering operations. The attacks led to the establishment of the Department of Homeland Security, a new cabinet-level department tasked with coordinating efforts to protect the nation from future threats. It was a period of rapid change, requiring quick adaptation to new security realities. The immediate response by the U.S. was met with widespread support both at home and abroad as countries around the world expressed solidarity with America. The attacks underscored the need for international collaboration in the fight against terrorism, setting the stage for a global effort to prevent such atrocities from occurring again. The invasion of Afghanistan marked the first major military undertaking by the United States in the post-9/11 era. It was a response not just to the attacks themselves, but to the broader threat posed by groups that sought to use terror as a weapon. The U.S. military, alongside British forces, initiated a series of airstrikes targeting Taliban and al-Qaeda strongholds, aiming to dismantle their operational capabilities. By December 2001, the Taliban regime had fallen. Yet the mission in Afghanistan was far from complete. The rugged terrain and complex tribal dynamics of the region posed significant challenges to coalition forces. The insurgency that followed tested the resolve of the U.S. and its allies, leading to a prolonged military presence that lasted for 2 decades. As the mission evolved, the U.S. undertook efforts to stabilize the country through nation-building initiatives, which included rebuilding infrastructure, establishing democratic institutions, and training Afghan security forces. These efforts were met with varying degrees of success, often hindered by corruption, local opposition, and the resurgence of the Taliban. The death of Osama bin Laden in 2011 at the hands of U.S. Navy SEALs was a significant milestone in the war on terror, yet it did not mark the end of the conflict. The Taliban's continued presence and influence necessitated ongoing military engagement, leading to discussions about the sustainability and objectives of the U.S. presence in Afghanistan. Section 5. Broadening security measures. The impact of 9/11 extended far beyond military engagement, prompting significant changes in domestic and international security policies. In response to the hijackings, the United States took immediate steps to reform aviation security, leading to the establishment of the Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, in November 2001. This new agency was tasked with overseeing airport security and implementing rigorous screening procedures for passengers and baggage. Globally, countries adopted similar measures, enhancing their own aviation security frameworks to prevent hijackings and other acts of terrorism. The attacks highlighted vulnerabilities in national security systems, prompting a re-evaluation of intelligence sharing practices and cooperation between countries. International organizations, such as the United Nations, played a crucial role in facilitating these efforts, fostering a collaborative approach to combating terrorism. Beyond aviation, the U.S. government enacted the USA Patriot Act, legislation designed to enhance law enforcement's ability to detect and prevent terrorism. This act expanded surveillance capabilities and allowed for greater intelligence gathering, sparking debates about the balance between security and civil liberties. The measures introduced after 9/11 continue to influence policy discussions today, as governments navigate the complex landscape of privacy and security. These security reforms, while necessary, also had profound implications for personal freedoms and privacy. The increased scrutiny and surveillance have become a part of daily life, reshaping the way individuals travel and communicate in a post-9/11 world. Section 6. Moments of Unity and Resilience. Amidst the tragedy of 9/11, stories of heroism and unity emerged, offering hope in a time of despair. One such moment occurred on September 21, 2001, when New York Mets player Mike Piazza hit a game-winning home run in the first professional sporting event held in New York City following the attacks. This moment provided a sense of normalcy and joy, symbolizing the resilience of the city and its people. Sports played a significant role in the healing process, bringing communities together and offering a platform to honor the victims and heroes of 9/11. Major League Baseball postponed games immediately following the attacks, resuming play on September 17, 2001, after careful consideration by Commissioner Bud Selig and consultation with President George W. Bush. The return of sports provided a much-needed diversion, and a way for Americans to come together in shared grief and patriotism. In the weeks and months following 9/11, numerous acts of kindness and solidarity were displayed across the nation. From candlelight vigils to community fundraisers, people of all backgrounds came together to support those affected by the attacks. These acts of unity helped to heal a nation in mourning and demonstrated the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. The collective response to 9/11 underscored the importance of community and resilience. It showed that even in the darkest times, people could find ways to support one another, fostering a sense of hope and determination to rebuild and move forward. Section 7. The Impact on American Policies. The events of September 11, 2001 had a profound impact on American policies, both domestically and internationally. In the United States, the attacks led to sweeping changes in national security and foreign policy. The USA Patriot Act, passed in October 2001, significantly expanded the powers of law enforcement agencies, allowing for increased surveillance and intelligence-gathering capabilities to prevent future attacks. On the international stage, the U.S. adopted a more assertive foreign policy approach, with a focus on preemptive action against perceived threats. This shift in strategy was exemplified by the 2003 invasion of Iraq, justified by the belief that the country possessed weapons of mass destruction and posed a threat to global security. The decision to invade Iraq was met with controversy and debate, highlighting the complexities of post-9/11 geopolitics. The need for enhanced security and intelligence sharing also led to the strengthening of alliances and partnerships with other countries. NATO invoked Article 5, declaring the attacks on the U.S. as an attack on all member states, paving the way for collective military action in Afghanistan. This sense of global solidarity underscored the interconnected nature of modern security challenges. Domestically, the focus on security extended beyond counterterrorism measures, influencing immigration policies and border security. The Department of Homeland Security was established to coordinate efforts across various agencies, reflecting the need for a comprehensive approach to national security. Section 8. Global Political Shifts. The ramifications of 9/11 extended beyond the United States, triggering significant political shifts on a global scale. The attacks highlighted the vulnerabilities of open societies to transnational terrorism, prompting countries around the world to reassess their security policies and international alliances. The need for global cooperation in combating terrorism became a priority, leading to increased collaboration among intelligence and law enforcement agencies. The US-led invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq had far-reaching consequences, reshaping the geopolitical landscape in the Middle East. The removal of the Taliban and Saddam Hussein's regime created power vacuums, leading to instability and the emergence of new threats, such as the rise of ISIS. These developments underscored the complexities of post-conflict reconstruction and the challenges of maintaining long-term stability in the region. In Europe, the threat of terrorism led to the implementation of stricter security measures and the re-evaluation of immigration and asylum policies. Countries faced the delicate task of balancing security concerns with the protection of civil liberties, a challenge that continues to shape policy debates today. The impact of 9/11 also extended to relations with countries in the Middle East, influencing diplomatic efforts to address the root causes of extremism and promote peace. The global response to 9/11 highlighted the need for a coordinated approach to combating terrorism, emphasizing the importance of international dialogue and cooperation. As countries continue to navigate the complexities of security in a globalized world, the lessons learned from 9/11 remain relevant in shaping future strategies. Section 9. The Enduring Legacy of 9/11. The legacy of 9/11 continues to influence national security and global affairs, shaping policies and strategies more than 2 decades later. The attacks served as a catalyst for profound changes in how countries approach security, intelligence, and counterterrorism efforts. The lessons learned from 9/11 have informed the development of new technologies and methodologies aimed at preventing future attacks, emphasizing the importance of adaptability and resilience. In the United States, the events of 9/11 remain a poignant reminder of the need for vigilance and preparedness. The ongoing challenges posed by terrorism have led to continued investment in security infrastructure and the development of innovative solutions to address evolving threats. The memory of those lost on that fateful day serves as a driving force for efforts to ensure that such a tragedy is never repeated. Globally, the impact of 9/11 has highlighted the interconnected nature of security challenges, necessitating a collaborative approach to address issues such as radicalization, cyber threats, and geopolitical instability. The principles of international cooperation and dialogue that emerged in the aftermath of 9/11 continue to guide efforts to build a safer and more secure world. As the world reflects on the enduring legacy of 9/11, it is clear that the events of that day have left an indelible mark on history. The collective response to the attacks demonstrated the power of resilience and unity, reminding us of the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. As we move forward, the lessons of 9/11 will continue to shape our understanding of security and the pursuit of peace.